加紧张。
哦，刚才那个是你的班。
Tar Radio, a voice with you around the campus.
Hello， 听众朋友们，大家好，我是 Emily 蔡静轩。你现在收听的是校园广播电台 Tar Radio。
Talk Student, Talk Campus.
Talk East, Talk West.
Hello guys, I'm Zining, your regular DJ of Talk Talk Tar,
And I'm Ernest, your new DJ here.
and you are listening to Talk Talk Tar.
Tar.
And also, today is one of our collaboration live with one of our special guests that we invited. So today we have get into the segment of Tar Spotlight. So stay tuned to all the audience.
Welcome to Spotlight.
Alright, so as I said, I'm the regular DJ of Talk Talk Tar, and we have Ernest also. Well, I think audience might not be familiar. Who is Ernest? You want to introduce yourself first?
Oh, my name is Ernest, and I'm just the first time to show up here. I'm the new DJ. Yes.
Yeah. So to all the audience, don't mistook that Ernest is the guest. Ernest is the DJ of Talk Talk Tar. Okay, one of the DJ. Well,
Yeah.
wait, Ernest, I'm not seeing you all the time. Where have you been? Are you busy on your assignments or maybe your crosswork?
Yeah. I've been busy for this all long time for my our coursework and some activities. So those things takes my time. So but luckily I have time for this.
I
Yeah.
see. All right. So I wish that you have ample time to complete your assignments, and everything, and also catch up our life. And also, yeah, luckily you are together with my partner to live with special guest today. I'm gonna review soon. So talking about spending your time, your leisure time, it's your rights.
Yes.
Because you know, we are not just focusing on academics as well as your maybe your leisure times, your hobbies. It's your rights. Definitely have to take care of it. Talking about rights, right?
Yeah.
You know something that in today's live, our special guest is related and associated to one of a seminars which is called Media and Human Rights, Bain and Boone. Wow, what was it? If you catch up, if you are fans of Tar Radio, you'll definitely catch up our posting and our feeds on Instagram, and you will check out more soon as we going to review the guests of the day. And yep, and we're gonna review the guests of the day. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we have the special guest in this room, and he has a major position in that seminar. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Chun Chia Seng. Yay! Introduce yourself.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Jenny. And actually, I'm Chia Seng, and from Year 3 Media Studies students. You can call me Aaron as well. And not only Ernest, and I also first time in Tar Radio. Yeah, so I'm a bit nervous as well. But actually, I'm holding a position as a president on our seminars. So our upcoming seminar is called related to media and human rights, Boone and Bain. So, yep. So thank you for having me here.
It's okay. It's our pleasure to bring you to the show. All right. Well, you know, we are the whole group, I mean, as a broadcast students and communication students, we are kind of curious. Well, you as a media studies who's studying year 3, your final year project. So definitely every year, media studies, the students they will choose a seminars as their final year project. But our curious is why your class, your group would choose human rights as the focus of your seminars, because you know there are many choices. There are so many choices, variety of choices you can do. But why would your group choose human rights?
Actually, this is not a final year project, and it's actually just one of the subject called seminars on media issues.
So sorry, I get it wrong.
Yeah, that's alright. But okay, initially, like our class, we just propose some ideas which include artificial intelligence, cyberbullying, and social media on children, and of course human rights. But why at the end we choose the human rights is because that we think that human rights issues are more vital and important compared to other issues. It's not that other issues are not important, but we think that because the human rights is actually an ongoing issues and that we have been discussing for a long time.
It's a current trend.
Yep, and it is worth mentioning and discussing human rights in our seminar, and as it can happen to you and me, everyone, include like gender equality or freedom of expressions. So compared to others teams, so that's why we choose the human rights as our team of the seminar.
I get what you mean, because like just me and Ernest when we chit chat, right? When you say it's your right,
Yes,
it's related
right.
to us, because it's definitely I mean important and significant for not just both of us, everyone around the world, because rights is a necessary things that should be lived among your life. All right, then well actually Ernest, since you are alive, why not let you ask the next questions?
Oh, my question is, I've prepared is based on your overview of human rights research or statistics in Malaysia. So, how do you guys view the Malaysia human rights ranking in the world?
Okay, generally there's no like human rights ranking in the world, but
Is it?
they have, but it's just like in other schemes lah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can cite some human rights non-profit or NGOs, and then to talk about the situation of human rights in Malaysia. So one of the human rights organization is called Amnesty International Human Rights. So it's actually in Mandarin called 国际特赦组织.
Oh, it's from which origin? I mean,
It's actually from UK, but actually it's quite well established in the world. So
I see.
every country, basically most of the country have their branches, and then they actually every year they will review like the human rights report. So according to Malaysia 23 human rights report 23-24, it said that actually the government feel to fulfill the commitments to reform the laws restricting the right of freedom of express and continues the like the repressive law to silence the critics as well, and also the treatment to the refugees or even to the illegal migrants also is continuing. It's not they are placing in the not very good situation in Malaysia, and also custodial deaths is like when you die in the lockup.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
Yeah,
a
and
very
it's
horrible things and actually
it's-
happen in Malaysia, right?
Yeah, it's recorded every year, but they also mentioning that actually the mandatory death penalty was abolished, so that nearly 1,000 of the death row prisoners become eligible for resentencing as well. And also, we also have another kind of statistic lah. It's called Human Rights Measurement Initiative, but they have a lot of categories like your quality of life,
Oh,
rights to
okay, I get what you
education,
mean.
something. But not. But there's a special category called empowerment. So empowerment, which is including the assembly and association, opinion and expression, or even participation in government and belief, religion in belief. But due for the latest statistic is actually for the empowerment section, we actually score quite low lah. It's actually 4.8 out of 10, so it's actually below average. So I think that yes, our basic human rights in Malaysia is well
It's considered
ensured.
low.
I mean,
or what?
it's quite ensured, but like the freedom of expression or what, or in terms of like to the refugee or the marginalized communities, so I think it's quite low lah.
We are kind of for not I wouldn't say forgo, but we are kind of somehow focused on other aspect and started to forget the underprivileged community.
Yes, correct.
Isn't it? I mean, like
Yeah.
in Malaysia, the situation that we're able to notice for
Yeah.
example, like recently, but I mean, like there are some changes lah. I can see that for example, let's say Prime Minister, they receive refugees from Gaza, from Palestine.
Yep.
I mean, that's one of the actions that we are able to notice. But besides that, there are also refugees that we receive from the southern part of Myanmar.
Rohingyas.
Yeah, Rohingyas, and but then somehow that we did accept them, but then are we also trying to forget there are also underprivileged community among Malaysians? I mean, that's also a problem, isn't it?
Yes, correct.
So that's why it affects our index and statistic.
Yep.
I get what you're trying to say. Well, so it actually have influence of internal and external sector, which is like what we feel and how our government actually acts.
Yes, correct.
All right. So moving on to the next questions after Nurse just asked. Well, I have a questions that relates to human rights. So, a country has a law, right? Law is to protect the justice and also the rights in your country. So that's why a law was established. So my question is, Malaysia has many laws.
Yeah.
This law, that law mean okay lah. I mean laws laws. Okay. So basically, Malaysia have many laws, include Sedition Acts, Communications and Multimedia Acts, and also recently, a few years ago, our country, and I mean during the parliament, they raised this issue that they should establish an anti-fake news policy. If you recall back back then. So Aaron, in your context, right, and studies, do you see Malaysia regulation system really balance the right of free speech and also the restrictions of the systems?
Okay, first of all, the Anti-Fake News Act is actually repealed in 2019.
Oh.
And yeah, but besides that, even we don't have the Anti-Fake News Act, right? But we still have a lot of restrictive laws, like you just mentioned just now, Sedition Act, Communication and Multimedia Act, even the PPPA, which is the Printing Presses and Publication Act. This is such of the restrictive laws to restrict our freedom of expression, but Malaysia is a special country. Like, we have a very complex context or landscape.
And racist.
Yeah, correct. And so when it comes to balancing the free speech and the need of regulation, so the intent of these laws, they say, is often framed as maintaining the social order, national security, and also protecting against misinformation. But the problem is, this act says, in practical terms, the laws are too vague, which means the
Wake
vague,
or
vague,
wake? Oh, wake. W-A-K-E.
WAGUE means is that it's not very clear the
Oh,
definition. Yeah, and often criticized of being overbroad. So I just quote laws in Sedition Acts, like bring into hatred or contempt or to excite dissatisfaction
this one.
against the government.
This one is somehow very familiar, like those
Yeah.
people who keep voice on
Yeah.
the internet and say, and then they start to comment bad things.
Yeah, and you have to understand Sedition Act is actually established during the British colonials. It's 1948. So it's actually for that time the social situation. So they
Instead
need this act. But we now it's 21st century. We still using using this app. But if you ask me as a media related students, and my personal opinion is, for me, I totally disagree with these restrictive laws. I hate this law, and why you want to restrict my freedom of expression or so what. But if you put it in the bigger pictures, like, are all Malaysians ready to enjoy absolute freedom
right.
of speech, or our society is matured enough to enjoy to abolish all this act? So this is a question for it. So I think that at the same time we still need this, but at the same time we also can enhance our civic education and also media literacy. So at one day, if our society is matured enough, so actually these laws, I think, can be abolished.
So we need to get a balance to do that.
Yep, correct.
Actually, I get what Aaron trying to say, because let me ask you, Ernest, do you think democracy is rational or non-rational?
I think it's rational, maybe.
Yeah. See, there's some
Yeah.
people think it's rational. Some people might think it's, could be went out of control. I don't know, because if you, let's say, if you view the Western country, when they say human rights and democracy, they get crazy. It's like, they are really. They have received a lot of freedom, but then the people there somehow went out of control, and they trying to misuse the right as their advantages are.
Agree with that.
But then in country in Asia, maybe the culture are a bit different.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we start to we have to balance that. Okay, your right is your right, but then you have to also take care of others' feelings and take care of the situation and then look into the bigger pictures.
Yeah.
That's why we somehow argue people are somehow argue that democracy is rational or not rational, because democracy also sticks to human rights.
But actually, it depends. You can see during the pandemic, and how China can united all nation and quickly make the pandemic.
That's another study.
Yeah.
That one is normative theory of the studies. But then, this is human rights. We should focus that human rights should be put at the front and focus on it. Alright.
So now information and news are now already digitalized, and everything is digitalized. So how do you see the role of social media platform in promoting or restricting the free speech in Malaysia? Because the social media is playing a very critical role to spreading the news. So should this platform have more regulation or restrictions or for user or what?
If you ask me, so such as social media they should have more regulations. I would say yes, but I just tell you the context of the social media. So social media has become a very important channel for spreading information and also opinions as well. But in my opinion, I think the impact is two-folded. So it means that dual sword.
It means like come in
Double sword, double-edged swords, yeah. And because the social media is actually they can empower individuals' voice opinions and also challenge the authority and advocate for change, but also present challenges in terms of regulating harmful content, misinformation, and maintaining the social order. And I would say that yes, I think the government like should not set a law to tell social media what you platform that you should do that, not to do that, or what. And in fact, I think that Malaysia actually should introduce such as similar law like European Union, which is the Digital Service Act. So this
what's Digital Service Act?
Yep. So the Digital Service Act, the main context is like they bring the responsibility to the social media service provider to control, to filter the hate speech over there. So it's not like government set a law lah. It's just they give more responsibilities to the social media. If they fail to do that, and then they could be fined. And
you mean the users or the company will?
Oh, the company.
The
like,
company.
Yeah, the Meta. So they just bring the so the company need to like really be careful about those harmful content like the child abuse or even the hatred speech as well.
Maybe animal abuse videos that like those gore videos was uploaded on a platform, right?
Yep, correct. And I think Malaysia still in a way to establish this kind of digital service act similarly lah. And then I think it's been brought to the discussion in these recent months as well. So I hope that to regulating the law, so I think the government should actually need to take opinions from the experts as well.
They could take a reference from the neighbors.
Yeah,
country,
it's not just as in a government perspective, or I need to regulate here, regulate that. So yes, social media platforms, they still need to have more regulations.
Yeah. Because one of the commission that take supervise social medias, which is MCMC. Yep. I mean they takes to in charge a lot of things, but we don't see much efficiency because there are too many things. Social media went blast before pandemic and during pandemic, so they have too many things to in charge. Somehow so many apps was developed recently.
So I think this one you can go and like autonomy body to regulate this one. So this is also will be included in one of our seminar topic as well. So
try not to review too much.
Yeah, if you want to know more about that, so you can join our seminar to know that actually what's actually happened and how can it be solved. Yep.
But recently I have found a news in Facebook like for related to badminton. It's about the freedom of sexual activities. Do you realize these things?
Actually didn't.
Okay, I get what Ernest trying to say.
Yep.
He's trying to utilize the social media power, the tools, to use it as a weapon for them, turn into a weapon. For example, let's say what he mentioned is the badminton matches. He will use the social medias, and because the context on social media playing badminton is like, somehow a glorious thing, or you want to watch badminton match, then maybe a guy who is somehow have a different thoughts, he says that, hey, a text will say, do you want to play badminton? The context behind of it is, will receive by different, the meaning received by different people is different. So what he trying to say that is, social media is somehow a weapon, can turn into a tool, but at the same time can turn into a weapon to
twist the mind.
Yep, correct.
Yeah.
As you say that it's a double-sided sword.
Yep.
Right.
I mean that's what Ernest noticed. Next time you explain clearly to our guest first. It's not really clear.
Okay. So in conclusion is from the outset, it's just simply one meaning things. like chair is chair, table is table. But somehow the media make it into two meaning. Yeah, it is a disadvantage of social media if you didn't really restricting for a certain degree. Yeah.
I think that it's not about the social media like it's that like the current media they actually it's also about the social media, sorry. So because based on the algorithm of the social media, so they are all the title they need to be more sensationalized,
sensational.
Sensational. So it's actually so they make the title more sensational, so they will attract more views and yep.
This
and
comes to the studies of agenda setting and yellow journalism, isn't it?
yeah, correct.
It's immoral. Yeah.
Yeah. For in terms of journalism, ethics is immoral, but in fact they also need to survive lah. So they need to do this kind of thing. But as an audience, I think we can choose not to read this, or even you can read, but you know that it's actually they just doing some sensationalized things, and then they just try to call the attention, so don't want to just read the title to make a decision, so you can read more, or even do the fact check, cross platform reading as well, so to make sure the information you receive is correct and accurate as well.
By not judging the book its cover.
Yeah, correct.
All right. So follow-up questions. So many marathon style questions. I
Yep.
keep on asking our guests. Right. So my follow-up question is: how would you suggest to manage the spread of misinformation while ensuring the freedom of expression, which is protected, as based on the answers that we discover from you?
Okay. First of all, freedom of expression is not including the misinformation or this kind of fake news or what. In my opinion, but if you ask me how to manage the spread of misinformation, my answer is that misinformation is not manageable. It's always appear or what, because but I would say we can't stop the misinformation, but in terms of countering misinformation, we should learn how to differentiate the fake and the fact as well. So which comes to our civic education and the media literacy is very important.
I mean, based on the educations of people and how actually they receive the message from who, from official sites, from which body.
Yep.
This also needs to be noticed.
Need to be taught, and need to be practiced as well. And also if you practice this kind of like fact checking things, and then think behind the context as well, so I think that it's in the long term and in the practical way, and this is the best way to countering the misinformations.
Because like misinformation let's say a minor misinformation it comes in there's a great instance example in our daily life. Okay, let's say WhatsApp group. WhatsApp group, you can create account anonymously, or maybe you can create instantly using a SIM card. So or let's downscale to among our family members. Okay, our family members, they are much more, they're elders, right? They're okay, when it comes to an age, they tends to believe whatever is posted on social media, or they tends to get influenced easily as they consume media. And then once they receive, right, they start to share in the WhatsApp group.
Yep.
And then whether it's true or not,
Yeah.
they still keep sharing. And then they will say latest news in Cantonese is 最新消息
Yeah, correct.
yeah. I mean that's one of the minor misinformation although it's wrong, but then it wouldn't comes to a big issue, because we as a maybe as a child or children or son, we notice it's wrong, then we'll educate, we'll tell them this is wrong. Then some people we are the one that we can tell them that this is not correct, so they get to know that not all information from media is right.
Yep, correct. And actually what we can do, like in our generation, I think it's quite media literated. So So spend times with your families and then ask them, hey, just like spend more time with your family lah. And then if you can easily notice that what kind of information they usually receive, and they are in the trap or scam or what. I think this one is the most important one lah. So
Because it's not avoid. I mean, it's not avoid. I mean, you are hardly to avoid this issue without a proper studies and educations.
So you can try to slow talk to them, and then even they hate you or what. It's like, what this news is real ma? Why you want to? Hey, I'm
elder than you.
I'm older than you. I'm smarter than you.
I eat more salt than rice.
Than rice.
Than yours.
And then, but this one, you don't have to be very upset. You just try to persuade them, and of course in a nice way. I don't want to be in quarrel. Yeah.
But then at the end, they will still say that how am I gonna use this app? How am I gonna use
Yeah,
that?
correct.
These functions.
Yeah.
Just so work in relative way lah. So
Yep.
you help your family members, your elders, to justify that media is not always right, or
Yep.
maybe they might be biased media.
Mhm.
You have to be careful. Somehow, previous generation, they are influenced by the traditional media and communications way.
Yep, correct.
Yeah. So seeing there must be so many challenges.
Mhm.
So because the misinformation is spreading everywhere. So what I want to ask is what are the challenges faced by Malaysian journalism in terms of media freedom, and how can this be addressed into the digital landscape since the digital landscape is so advanced right now?
Actually, if you want to say like the media system in Malaysia, so cause the mainstream media, whether it's in traditionals, in TV or printed version of newspaper, or even comes to the online, it's actually it concentrated into a few media tycoon only.
Sorry, few media tycoon.
Yeah.
Like just so the mainstream media, whether online or traditional, so it controlled by media tycoon. Just only few people control the media only.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also our media also highly related to the political party.
It's associated.
Take an example, like we all know that the Star is owned by MCA, and then we know that Media Prima is actually is a friends of UMNOS as well.
RTM is the
the national
body of nationals.
national
telecommunications.
and actually, so what the challenges when the journalists are in this kind
Era.
of media organization is that actually they have to do a lot of self-censorship as well.
Self-censorship.
Yep. So actually we don't have so within these situations in Malaysia, so because the media is controlled by the tycoon, and then the tycoon is actually had a very good relationship with the politicians as well. So maybe the media boss is a friend of let's say this is for example Anwar, and then our prime minister, and then when I'm a journalist, and then I will, if I write critics Anwar, or is there any
against him lah.
So when it comes to the management level, like editorial, or they will start to self-censor whether is that
Whether should they publish it
or they just put it change it in a neutral way,
in a high context way.
Yeah, correct. So basically, this is the main challenges of the Malaysian journalists lah.
They need to I mean, like I get what you mean, because being a journalist, it's not like whatever the news you reported, but then you have to understand that there are actually KPI, and if you reported a news, right, isn't it?
Yes, I think that they have those assignments need to done for each journalist. Yeah, they have to fulfill some criteria. Yes, correct.
That's why they tends to cover some news that would not trouble them.
Yeah, correct. So this is also, this is basically the challenges of the Malaysian journalists. Yeah.
So
Alright.
bias lah, I mean.
It won't be go to the bias lah, but before, but the buyers they already do the self
I
censorship.
mean, they need to look in the bigger pictures.
Yeah.
Oh
they
yeah,
look in the
they
bigger
should. So
All right. Now, well, basically that's the challenges. So, last question before we get into a small break.
Mhm.
All right. So, how has the media representation evolved in Malaysia when it comes to political and societal issues?
What you mean is like how media changed in recent years.
Yep. I mean, like,
Pakatan Harapan is kind of more progressive as well. So actually, they feel that actually the media practitioners, producers, or what they feel is more freer than before, and this one is confirmed. But at the same time, they also worry lah, because the laws are still there.
so whether they are not sure, should
Yeah.
they practice in this new way or?
Yeah, it means that because the laws is trying to create a fear lah. Hey, I don't gotcha you. If I want to gotcha you, I also can. Right. So actually, so I think that yeah, it's actually become more freer than before, absolutely, but it still have some restrictions because the laws says are there, and then they can be punished at any time as well.
Okay. This is somehow, this one goes back to the previous question as well. You do censorship, your self-censorship as well
Yes, correct.
before your reports any news. All right. We just received a lot of information from Aaron,
yeah.
and well, he actually given a really vast scale of opinions and the studies of based on the human rights and also the context of journalists in Malaysia. Well, right now we get a short break right now, and we'll come back soon in about 3 minutes. Yeah, 3 minutes, and we'll back to discuss more further issues. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Town City面起的是星 One of the galaxy Girl baby 遇见你没必是走出来的幸运 Whoa I think I'm in love with you 但我不确定是真的 Maybe it's real 对出趟的只有几公里不错的 friend zone 到底还差几公里 Oh girl 我是陪你一起做出来的心脏让你 so cold Oh I'm in love with you就人下雨时，整个星球都充满了爱意。Oh, I'm in love with you. Oh, I'm in love with you. 忽然瞬间明白了一些道理，我爱你只是唯一的原理。世界最后让我猜你是什么星座？你是老魔双鱼座还是这个水瓶座？能不能20就算你是摩羯还是处女，想告诉你其实都不在意。Baby, I'm not a billionaire 不想把亿万富翁弄得难以环游世界，还只是个平凡的人类，努力做着音乐，把爱你的话放进这首歌里面。我没有复杂的背景，又不是开贝斯顶多加 my V， 没有都是看到告白惊喜 for you， but I always bounce out when you need me. Oh, I'm in love with you. Oh, I'm in love with you. 两个疲乏的地球人下雨时，整个星球都充满了爱意。Oh, I'm in love with you. Oh, I'm in love with you. 忽然瞬间明白了一些道理，我爱你只是唯一的原理。不是故意伤了你的心，只是我的时候真的不太确定。I know maybe you hate me。你可能不想选择去相信，地球其实一个门口，偏偏我们见彼此，不想再不及错过，不习惯人后才的美酒。我和你的唯一在哪里想过，不停的微风。从此刻只想和你创造新的未来，那是我吃过肉，熟悉有你的白头马赛，答应你不会再把我的手松开，就算某人特大，爱是我在。Oh, I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you. 两个疲乏的地球人下雨时，整个星球都充满了爱意。Oh, I'm in love with you. Oh, I'm in love with you. 忽然瞬间明白了一些道理，我爱你只是唯一的原理。
to Hasmulai!
Alright. So welcome back to Alpha Sombre. So for your information, we have our guest, which is Aaron. Yeah.
Hi, welcome back again.
Welcome back again. Our guest seems to be very excited to
talk more.
to talk more in today's topic. Alright. So previously we talked about the rights and human rights and context of journalists in Malaysia. Well, in this talk set, we're gonna ask about the whistleblower and journalism. Well, actually, not many people knows about whistleblower, the terms, because not everyone are focusing on media, right?
Yep.
So our question is, what defines a whistleblower? What is the whistleblower, and do you eventually discover whistleblower in your daily lives? I mean, like, let's say downscale it up to among target. Do you discover whistleblower?
Okay. Actually, whistleblower is an individual. So typically is an employee or someone with insider access, which means that they need to be within an organizations, and then who exposes the information or activity that are illegal, unethical, or improper within an organization. So basically, this is the definition of the whistleblower. So this person might be report wrongdoing related to various issues such as fraud, corruption, safety violations, abuse of authority. So the key characteristic of the whistleblower is that they act in the public interest. They expose it for public interest by bringing attention to actions that may harm others and breach law or violate ethical standards. So if you ask me that I have discovered any recent cases of whistleblower on our Thai UMT community, I would say,
experience,
I would say
not much.
not that much lah. Yeah,
Not in particular lah.
not in particular. I never discovered any whistleblower. It's actually whistleblower need to be protected. So we would actually, if he or she is a whistleblower, so we won't know who
was it.
Who was it? Yeah.
Because whistleblower is anonymous.
Yes, anonymous, the most
help
important
in
one.
public interest, but they don't want to let anyone know who are them, because someone might look for them and then say, hey, are you the one that leaked the news? And
Yes,
they look for
correct.
them.
So being a media practitioner who provide advice commentary on media or current affair need a lot of knowledge and courage as well. So what are the challenges faced by Malaysian journalism or pundits in terms of media freedom, and how can these address in today's digital landscape?
Well, to audience, pundits means a person who comments the current situation of politics and maybe the current situation of the economics and the affairs in the country lah. That's pundits. I'll go back to the question.
It's actually, I'm not sure everyone knows that actually Malaysia have a whistleblower protection act.
Honestly, I don't know.
I also
really.
don't know.
Yeah, don't know, right?
Before we get into a live, I just do a small research and I'm not.
That means it's not effective lah.
Well, just straightforward.
So okay, I would say some restrictions of the Whistleblower Protection Act. So some of the commentators will be say that although our country's Whistleblower Protection Act is supposed to provide protection of our whistleblowers, but there are too many loopholes in the act, and not only feel effectively protect the whistleblower only, but instead they also can cause a lot of trouble to them.
Troubles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Taking an example like the 1MDB scandal in the back then very old ago, so actually the Whistleblower Protection Act put potential whistleblowers in a dilemma. So because the authorities can use the loopholes or the bug of the Whistleblower Protection Act procedure to put pressure on the whistleblower. So they tend to not reveal the information or what.
Okay. But then, it depends on the politics system as well, and who's the one that govern the country.
It's actually not depends who govern in it. It's just the act is not that
effective.
And I'll take an example lah. The most controversial part is that once a whistleblower to choose to protect under the act, the whistleblower cannot disclose any information to the media or the opposition members of parliaments if
If
I whistleblow this one to let's say a corruption case to the MACC,
okay.
and then I choose to protect under this act. If the authority doesn't take any action, or I cannot go to the media and they say, hey, actually there's a case or what. If I do this, I actually violate the laws already.
Wait, so you're trying to say is that if no one threatens you and threatens the whistleblower, you are not allowed to disclose it.
Yeah, once you choose to protect under this act, and then you are not allowed to disclose to other parties like media or what.
Aren't that whistleblowers supposed to disclose it? That's why.
Yeah, correct. And then so some of the commentators will say our whistleblower protection is actually just an empty talk. It's a fake progressive act. And then actually this is not the most controversial part. And then actually this one in the laws, I will just repeat the laws, the sections, one of the section. So under the Whistleblower Protection Act 2010, section 6 bracket 1 states that if the whistleblower provides document in violation of any existing law, he or she will be not protected.
Do you mean by secrets the existing law?
Yeah, therefore, so the whistleblower cannot provide any bank documents or violate the laws lah, existing law lah. Like for example, Official Secret Act, which means in the government, some of the government body, okay, these documents classified as under the protection of the Official Secret Act. If I'm a whistleblower, I think that this is not good. I need to let everybody knows. If I reveal this one, I will not under this act protections.
Oh, insane. Then how probably can be done. And
so this is loopholes of the whistleblower protection act.
Is this also cause 1MDB cases disclose? It been hide for many years and it only disclosed recent years. Like because they maybe the government they said this is always say you should not be discussing about this.
Yeah, I think could make the progress even slower lah, and also it's actually and also sections is very weird lah. It's like the section under the Whistleblower Protection Act as well. So section 11 bracket 1 state that whistleblower will be not protected if the whistleblower revelation involving questioning government policy. I mean this is like totally ridiculous and also just like I said, they only can reveal to the certain agency like MACC if he revealed that if whistleblower reveals government corruption to other agencies, which is like other media or what he will be punished as well. The whistleblower for itself will be punished. It could be faced up to 50,000 fine and imprisonment, not more than 10 years.
This is like buying an insurance. You buy an insurance, then maybe you somehow get injured or maybe lost some damage lah. Then you realize that your policy cannot claim.
Yeah.
It's somehow like work in the same way on whistleblower policy, isn't it? Like
Yeah, correct.
You can we'll protect you, but then somehow you have many terms you have to agree. You didn't do this, you didn't do that, you didn't do relate to OSA documents.
And most importantly, the act is actually favor to the person who in power lah.
yeah, of course lah.
Yeah, and then
This is not a secret, right?
this is not a secret yet. This is not a secret yet. And then
But this raised a question to me, So if like this, the everybody act in this way, then how Malaysia can protect the whistleblower?
so it's actually we come to the recent discussion in this year, bring it to the parliament. So the deputy minister in the prime minister's department, which is law and institutional reforms, which is the Gula, And then the government say the government is currently exploring the establishment of the centralized mechanism to handle reports of misconduct and provide protection of whistleblower, which means that the government will establish a mechanism to only for accepting the whistleblower complaints or what. And also they say they will review soon the whistleblower protection as to make it more effective, but this one I have heard this since 2023 2024. I hope it is still ongoing and we're not sure when will be done yet.
Yeah, I hope so.
Alright, no matter what will happens to all the whistleblowers